Seth MacFarlane hosted the 2013 Academy Awards last night. And while he's usually a very funny guy, some of his jokes about women may not have gotten many laughs. Joining us to discuss a few of these clunkers is HuffPost Women Associate Editor Emma Gray. So Emma, how are women responding to these jokes?
I think in general, the reaction we've seen is kind of like, really? Like, like that's where you went? That's kind of the tone. I think it was, you know, the boobs song kind of hit it right out of the park right away. And
right off the top.
And then it just kind of kept going from there. And I think it was it's a long show, and the fact that he kept going back to this kind of like very lazy, obvious, stereotypical humor about ladies as this whole group was just kind of like, like sigh.
When you were watching it, were you thinking, oh, I've got a lot to write about tomorrow?
Yeah, we were like, okay, guess we're gonna do a post on this. Like,
and beyond the "we saw your boobs" number, which is in the very beginning, there was also this quote: "Django is a movie where a woman is subjected to violence, or as we call it, a Chris Brown and Rihanna date movie."
Yeah, I think on that one I was just like, oh, like a cringe. Like it was a little bit cringeworthy, a little bit. Like not that all humor has to be in, PC and super great taste, but that just felt like, just why go there?
And you weren't alone. I think I heard audible groans throughout the auditorium on TV last night. Yeah. And then for the star of Beast of the Southern Wild, to give you an idea of how young she is, it'll be 16 years until she's too old for Clooney. And then he tosses a drink to Clooney.
Yeah, I think it was kind of that like, hey bro, like nice dating younger women. Like it was that kind of tone. And I think that especially in conjunction with the whole Onion debacle regarding her, it was just like, she's 9.
and then there is the one with Jennifer Aniston. At least one of them is honest about being a former exotic dancer, of course, referring to she and her co-presenter, Channing Tatum, who was actually an exotic dancer.
Yeah, I think that comment bothered me less than some of the other ones, but at that point it was just kind of like, oh, you're going there again. You're going there again. You're going there again.
Yeah, and in our community we have Amanda, Nathan, and Suzanne. Suzanne, were you watching last night? What were you thinking about all of these quips? Speechless. I think we're all today like, oh, okay, that was really awkward, and what else to say but awkward and sexist.
Uncomfortable.
I was wondering who writes these. That's who is the person or people behind the people who write them, and when do they sit around and practice it on each other and see if it's funny? I couldn't figure out exactly how it goes down. That's what I was thinking.
And there weren't just women jokes, right? Those were the most prevalent. Those ones kept returning to, but there was racial, religious.
Right. It all just struck me as kind of lazy. Like, ha ha ha, Jews run the media. Ha ha, the N-word. Like, to me, it felt like, you're trying to connect with an audience. Why is like that the default kind of?
Well, do you think he was trying to play up puerility, so to play down the old stodginess of the Academy?
Well, I don't know, but I thought it was an odd forum for that kind of, I don't get easily offended and I laugh at a lot of, crass jokes, but I thought that particular locale was an interesting place to do it because it is such a PC place, Hollywood. There are certain things you can say and do, and it's just sort of understood that that kind of thing isn't really welcome in that environment. So I thought that's what was interesting about it, was just that it was there. And they don't usually do that every year, right? Does Billy Crystal do the Oscars, or is that something else I'm thinking of?
He used to do the Oscars, yeah.
Yeah, he's funny and it's never questioned. So I don't know if this is altogether new or not. It seems like it was.
Well, Emma, I want to thank you for joining. And hey, community, Amanda, Nathan, Suzanne, and hey, Sean, I still see you there. So great to see you still hanging out. And we'll all talk to you guys again soon. This is HuffPost Live. Thank you all for joining, and keep watching. The conversation will continue.